Yeah, welcome to Kids Craft Lab. Today we are talking about collage. And I looked up the word collage, and it's a French word, and it means gluing things. And I thought that was really appropriate. I thought that was funny because we are definitely going to use a lot of glue today. And some of the other supplies that we're going to use are, of course, scissors, because collage means gluing different pieces of paper, fabric, wood, whatever you got to make a work of art. And that's what we're going to do today. So let's get started. I have lots of different kinds of papers. I have a grocery bag. I've got newsprint. I've got old wrapping paper. I've got construction paper. I've got all kinds of fun things to work with. I'm going to change the camera so you can see what I'm doing on the table. And hopefully you can do some fun things too. So how do you make something? How do you make a collage? Well, first you have to decide what you want to do a collage of. Do you want to use something like our cat here today? Or you could do a fire truck. You could decide what you would like to do, a castle, and a fire truck, and maybe an elephant. But I'm going to do a cat. I picked a cat. So, and I found a picture that someone did of a cat. So how do you get from a real picture of a cat to some cat artwork? And that's what we're going to talk about. I have a great big piece of paper underneath my two pictures, and that's the background paper that I'm going to be doing the cat on. And so I thought I would take a look at the cat, a real photograph of the cat first. What do you notice about the cat? I really see his big eyes, and I see his perky ears, and I see whiskers, and I see his nose and his mouth. So let's start to create some of those things that we notice and do it out of paper. So I think I need a cat head shape first. What do you think? So I think that I am going to pick out some newspaper, because my cat here is kind of gray, and so is newspaper. It's a little bit gray and white. So I'm going to try to cut out a cat head shape out of a couple of pieces of newspaper. Now when you're doing this, sometimes if you want to, if you have some markers available, you can cut your shape, or you can draw your shape on the newspaper before you cut it, or you can just kind of guesstimate. That's kind of like guess and estimate together to try to see what your cat head shape would be. So I am going to guesstimate. I am going to draw a cat head shape with my scissors. And let's see what I can do. I am kind of going for slightly round, but sort of a triangle shape at the bottom, because where the cat's mouth is, it's a little more narrow than the top part where his ears are. So let's see what I got. I cut it, and let's put it together. What do you think? Does that look almost like a cat head shape right there? I think so. And like I said, if you want to draw your shape on a piece of paper first, you sure can. All right, so I'm going to put Big Kitty away for a minute and stick my Big Kitty right there. I think I'm going to turn my paper lengthwise because I want more room for my cat's ears, right? There we go. Okay, so now let's see. What do I notice next? I think this picture, I notice eyes. So eyes are kind of oval shape for a cat, and my cat's eyes, I think from my picture, were a little bit green. What do you think? I think so. So I have some scraps of some green paper that I am going to cut out some oval shapes. And again, you can draw them if you like, or you can guess and estimate, and start cutting some ovals. Now I got an oval in green. What do you think about that? Oops, you can't see it. All right, that's pretty good. I'm gonna do another one that's almost exactly the same by holding it onto my paper and cutting around it. And so I've got another green oval. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna get my big piece of green paper out of the way. And I am going to place my eyes on my paper. Whoa, right now it looks like an alien. But it's gonna change. And you know what? If you did something and you thought you were doing a cat and it turned out to look like an alien, you can always change and make an alien instead. That's the cool thing about artwork. You can just decide what you want to do. Okay, so I better glue my cat head shape down to the paper so it won't move when I try to put the ears and stuff on. So I'm going to do that. All right, so there we go. All right. Okay, I think I'm going to do ears next so it doesn't look so spooky. And oh, wait, I didn't finish the eyes. What am I missing for the eyes? I am missing the eye centers, the pupils. I need to come up with some really cool piece of paper. And I have some black that I already cut some circles in. So what do we notice about the pupils in the eyes? They almost look like slits or diamonds, I think, because this cat is staring right at me. So let's do, out of my black scraps, sort of a big slit for the eye pupils. Let's see if I can do that. Woo! Did you ever play with cat's eye marbles? The center is like a big open slit. So there we go. I am going to do another one, almost the same. And it doesn't matter if it's not exactly the same because collage is kind of not exact with everything. So there we go. We got one there. Oh boy, it's really looking spooky now. I hope this starts to look like a cat pretty soon, or I'm going to have to call it the cat alien. All right. Okay, so there are the pupils of my kitty eyes, the centers. Woohoo! All right, cool. Now, I think because that green is so light, I'm going to take a marker and I'm going to outline the edge. You can do that too. If you want a little bit more detail and you can't do it with your scissors and markers, or your scissors and glue, you can use your markers to make an outline. Ooh, I like that better. I really do. So I'm making an outline around my light eyes, making it darker so you can see it. There. Ooh, that. Oh, I like that better. But it still looks like an alien. I think we'd better put some cat ears on this pretty quick. Yep. So ears. Let's see. Well, from the page that I had here, they made their ears in two parts, two different colors. I kind of like that. And then with some centers in the middle. And I have some fun paper that I am going to cut up. Let's see. And maybe I will use some paper that looks like this for half of my ear. It actually looks like yellow zebra stripes. So I'm going to cut half a kitty ear. How do you cut half a kitty ear? Straight line and then around the edge. And you can always draw. You can always draw instead of just plain cut. But I am just guessing and cutting at the same time, which is kind of fun because you never know what you're going to get. All right, so there's two halves of ears. And for the other half of my kitty ears, I think I like something also with a little pattern on it. So I have some wrapping paper over here that is Daisy. Daisy and blue. I love this. So I'm going to cut the other half of my ear just like that. Let's see what we get. Green daisies. It'll match his eyes, I think. So let's put those together and see what happens. Oh yeah, it's going to be cool. What do you think? All right, so one more of those we're going to do here. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm just taking my daisy paper and using my first half of my cat ear as kind of a pattern. And over like that. Daisy ears, and now I've got cat ears, and I better glue those down. Oh, it's looking a little bit more like a cat. I'm so glad. Oops, I mushed it. Okay. One ear half, and another ear half, and gluing it down. Sweet. Like that. And uh-oh. I put it too close. There we go. There. Cat ears. Hey, it's starting to look pretty good. I like that. So I have cat ears, cat eyes, cat head. What else do we see? Well, I see a nose and a mouth. So that's probably what we're going to do next. What can I use for a nose and a mouth? Well, sometimes when I look at real cats, this one has a lot of black on them, but when I look at real cats, I see little pink noses. So I am looking in my big bunch of scraps for some pink. Ooh, I got that kind of pink. I like that. And when I look at a real cat, I sort of see triangles. See how this makes a triangle right there? His little nose. So I'm going to cut a pink triangle for a nose. Okay, and you can draw one, but I am going to guess about one and see what it looks like. That's pretty cool. I like that. So now he has a pink nose. Getting there, he's getting there, he's getting to be a cat. Oops, but you know what? I got it upside down. That looks more like a cat nose than the other way. So here we go. Okay. Dun-da-da-da, cat nose. Now, I need a cat mouth. Actually, that's going to be a little bit more hard. I think I'm going to do my black sheet of paper again. My black paper. And when I take a look at this, it goes sort of a black line triangle. I don't know what that will look like. So I'm going to cut, I have a black triangle, and I'm going to cut it to make it look more like a line for a real cat face. Let's see. What do you think? No, not exactly right. Not exactly what I wanted to do. I'm going to tuck it under the nose and go like this and go like that. Am I getting there? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, that's pretty good. Except I want a little bit more pink. Maybe his tongue is sticking out. What do you think? Let's do a tongue. Right there. Yeah, his tongue's sticking out. All right, so a little glue on that. You can invent what you want things to look like, which is why I love art. You can come up with your own ideas. All right, and it's kind of like an experiment. If you end up with something that you don't like, you can always change it. Okay, oh, you know what? I'm looking at my kitty again, and I see whiskers and cheeks. Look at that. Little dots on his white cheeks with whiskers sticking out. Cool. I think we need some white cheeks. Or maybe not white. How about some cool how about some cool silvery gray cheeks? I got some wrapping paper that's shiny. I think this cat needs a little shine, and I think I'm going to measure a little bit and cut out a cheek. It's sort of like an oval that got cut off. Whoops, maybe I should have done that before okay, there we go. That tucks under really good. All right, if I cut another one of those, he'll have another shiny cheek, right? Okay, so I'm gonna cut another shiny cheek and stick it on there. So I hope you're working along with me and having a whole lot of fun with different papers and scissors and glue. That's always fun. So here's my other side. Oh, I stuck that nose down first. That was probably not the best idea. I probably should have stuck the cheeks on and then the nose. Ooh, but that turned out pretty good. So a little bit of glue on the back of that. A little bit of glue on the back of that. And because cats have some, oh no, there we go. Cats have some cool markings on their fur. I see dots. See those dots? I am going to take my marker and do some dots. Let's see. What color? I think maybe red dots. I like red. That might match the pink. Oh, look. Can you see those? I can see them really good, but the camera is showing too much shine when I put it down. But see my dots? I'm going to do that on the other side. I'm just kind of inventing this as I go along. Okay. Oh, yeah. There. It's shiny. Whiskers. I need whiskers. Okay. What color? Well, my picture of my cat has white whiskers, but I don't have to make an exact replica of a real cat. I think because I put some yellow up here in the ears, I'm going to do some yellow whiskers with my yellow scraps. So I'm going to do big fat whiskers because whiskers, well, they're not big fat whiskers, but they're fatter than real cat whiskers. I'm cutting just little strips of paper like this. See that? Now that one is fat. I think I'll put maybe 3 on each side. That should be enough to give the idea of whiskers. Sometimes when you're doing collages, you're just doing things to give somebody the idea and not the exact picture of what the cat looks like. So these are the idea of cat whiskers. And I'm going to have a little fun gluing those because they're skinny. Cat whisker. Cat whisker. Uh-oh. Come on, stick, please. There we go. And one more cat whisker up here. Okay. It's sticking to me and not my kitty. There we go. That's better. Whoa. So these are in the way. But there's one side of cat whiskers. So now we're going to do the other side of cat whiskers. Because cats need their whiskers to hunt in the dark. So they don't run into things. There we go. And the last cat whisk. Oops, I'm sticking it to my fingers. There we go. Okay. Did I do it? There we go. Well, I've got a wonderful looking cat head. And I could go a little further and maybe put a cat body on with some more newspaper. But I'm going to stop with this one for now because we're going to do another technique before we go today so I can show you a little bit more about collage. All right, so say goodbye to the kitty. And if you've done a picture of a cat or a cow or a fire truck, we'd really like to see it, so send it to us. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little bit of a different method for collage. And My favorite medium is a grocery bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the shape out of the grocery bag as the backing. So the shape is already going to be there. And then we're going to add some of our special papers to make it look really good. So here we go. I started to cut my grocery bag apart. And I cut down the side, all of the creases. I'm just actually cutting the bottom of the grocery bag off. That's basically it. Okay, so now I have a plain grocery bag. So what am I going to turn this grocery bag into? Well, I decided that I was going to do a dragon, but you could do an elephant, you could do a horse, you could do anything that you could cut a shape for. And this time I am going to draw a little bit first before I go cutting, because I'm not really that good about doing a dragon. So I am going to first do a crazy looking dragon head. Okay, sort of like a nose and a big old head over here. And like that. And then I think dragons have wings. Oops, here's his nose. I didn't finish his nose. This is looking crazy. And so then his wings are over here. And then maybe, oh boy, I need a dragon body, because you know they fly. There's the rest of the wing. And there's the rest of the other wing. But then their body is kind of long, with a long tail. Whoops, here we go. And there's the tail. And I see pictures of dragons, even though we imagine them with a little pointy thing on it. I don't know what that is. So now I'm going to cut this out. And it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, because we are imagining our dragon, and it's going to be our imaginary dragon. So I'm cutting my dragon shape out of my paper bag. Around the wing, dragons fly. So I missed some. I don't exactly like the way my nose turned out, so I'm going to make it fatter and make it a bigger dragon snout, and coming around and cutting some more around the wing. And really quick here, and the tail, and the tail. And now I don't have it quite cut out where I want to. So I'm going to go like this, around the tail. And the scallops of the wing feather. Ta-da! Oh, and there's the tail. And my wing is kind of messed up here, but that's good. Okay, so there's the point of the wing. Make it zigzaggy here. And around the head. Ah. Okay. So there's my tail. I'm going to flip him over because I don't like the way my lines show up. Oh, I can't. I can't flip him over because the other side is printed with the supermarket name on it. So I guess we're stuck with the lines. There we go. So there's my dragon head. We'll cover that up with paper. My dragon wings. My dragon tail. It's big. So let's start to work on the head right now. Wow, what do dragons have on their head? So I am going to take some more of, I'm going to take some brown paper here right now. And I am going to make some scraps of this brown paper. And I'm just going to cut different shapes that I like to give them some fun dragon skin. This is dragon skin, right? Dragon skin, dragon skin. I'm going to cut that one a little bit more closer to the nose shape. Yeah, there we go. What do you think? Dragon skin, dragon skin. And you know, this is really, really a plain color of dragon skin. So I think I'm going to add some more color. You know, I've got some more daisies left over from the cat. So I'm going to add some more dragon skin. You know, I've heard that dragon skin is scaly. So if I put some of these different pieces that I'm cutting, it's going to look like scales. And I think there's rainbow dragons. They have lots and lots of colors, lots and lots of scales. So there we go. All right, so let me glue some of those down and you can get the idea. All right, so let's do the nose. Nose, nose, nose. Okay. And then another scale right there. And another chunk right there. So fun. It's kind of fun because you can invent what you want it to look like. So this dragon is kind of big and it would take a long time. So I'm just going to do the dragon face and maybe put some fire breathing out of his nose. And then when you're playing at home and creating art at home, you can take your time and finish the way you want your critter to look like. And you might be doing a horse, or you might be doing a cow right now. I don't know. It's whatever you decided to do. I decided to do a dragon, but anyway, there we go. Lots of color. Oh yeah. And there's maybe the back of the dragon head. Okay. And some more scales on the dragon. Right there. And you kind of fit your pieces where you think they kind of go. Whoops, I glued it together, weird. So there's another piece that almost kind of fits in that spot. And as you start to build it, all those random pieces that you cut kind of fit together like a puzzle. And they also stick to your own hands. There we go, that's better. Okay, so I have a few pieces left. There's a good one. I'm gonna put that right there. Okay. Oh yeah, they fit together like a puzzle and it's starting to look really good. There's his head, don't you think? But you know, I think this dragon needs an eye. What color are dragon's eyes? Depends on if they're a nice dragon or a mean dragon, right? I think I'm gonna use red. My dragon eye is gonna be red. So I'm gonna do a nice, actually this is pink. I'm gonna do a pretty big oval like I did for the cat. And this dragon has his eye right there and he's looking to the side. Oh, that's too big. To me, that's too big. I'm gonna make it smaller. There we go. Big dragon eye right in the middle of his head. And of course, he's gonna need the center of his eye. And what color should I use for the center of his eye? How about yellow? Yellow is a great color for that. So I'm gonna cut kind of like I did for the cat. I am going to cut a slit. Oop, too big. Too big. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Anyway, or you know, you might decide after you've done your animal that this is almost looking a little bird-like, I think. There's my dragon eye. And I'm going to do a dragon nose out of this wonderful pink color. Actually, a dragon nostril. Because all good dragons breathe fire, right? Okay. There's my dragon nostril. Maybe a little dragon smile. I'm going to cut this piece. Dragon smile. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm not going to finish the rest of my dragon right now because it takes a long, long time to cut random pieces and put it on his wings and all the way down to his tail. But what I want to do right now is do some fire. So I have some orange scraps and I have some yellow scraps, and I'm going to do some fire breathing out of the dragon's nostril. So here's my orange, my fire. And again, I'm going to guesstimate. I'm going to draw some fire, zigzaggy fire, right out of his nose, down to there. Okay. What do you think? That's pretty good. Now I need some more yellow scraps. Okay, and zigzaggy fire again with my scissors. Fire, fire, fire. Okay, so now just gluing that to his nostril so he can breathe some fire out of his nose. And totally out of our imaginations, we have a dragon breathing fire. There we go. So if you're doing something like a dragon, you can take your time and cut up lots of different either fabric or paper or junk mail or newspaper and make lots of dragon scales all the way down to his tail, which I'll finish later. And then you get to give him a name. So yeah, that's two different ways to do collages. One, by working on a background, and one by working on a shape. So we hope you had fun today at Kids Craft Lab, and show us your creations, whatever you came up with. See you next time.
Well, thank you to everybody that joined in today. We appreciate you being here with us. And for those that are finding this video later, we hope that you join us live next time. So this has been Kids Craft Lab. We do this program every Tuesday. We like to get messy and create something new. On Thursdays, we are doing Storytime Adventures. So join us for those. Those are also at 11. We are creating stories together. We're learning stories from constellations and mythology and tall tales and reading books together. And there's always something to do hands-on with that program as well. And every Friday, we're doing First Step Science. So we are learning how to use and create scientific tools. We're discovering the world around us through science. Those programs are all at 11 o'clock. They are all free right now, and they're all live. So we hope that you join us. And if you'd like to keep programs like this on the air, we appreciate any donations that you're able to give. If you want to find more information about donating, just go to greatlakeskids.org/donate, and all the information is right there. Again, we hope that we see you next time. And until then, we'll say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.